What's up, guys? My name is Preston Wood, and I am a 21-year-old entrepreneur who recently quit my job and purchased a Maserati. So I want to kind of tell you guys a little bit about who I am and how I got to where I am, and also let you know that I'm nowhere near where I want to be, and I'm not showing you this because of the fact that I think that I'm something, or that I think that I'm great, or that I am somewhere. Because the thing that got me to where I am was being around people and having the blessing of being introduced to people, seeking mentors, which is something I learned from Lopez a long time ago. Being around massively successful people that put things in perspective. If you can put things in perspective, then all of a sudden you realize that you can obtain anything. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of focus. It's a matter of knowing that you can achieve it, and then it will come to you. So this car is great. I'm super excited to buy it because, I don't know, 4 years ago maybe, I screenshotted many cars like this for Selling Car Gurus. Like, I was just looking at these cars and dreaming and wishing that I could get one, because I like cars, and it's not really about like Maserati. It's like, that's the foreign car that I can afford. So I couldn't afford it at the time, but like, I knew that I could get there. I just needed to basically get the missing pieces of the puzzle figured out. So about 5 years ago, I started trying to get into drop shipping. So everyone was saying back then, drop shipping is dead. But if you don't know what drop shipping is, it's basically when you find a supplier, you mark the product up, and you collect the middle profit if you know how to profitably run advertising through Facebook, Google, email marketing, etc. And I didn't understand that. Obviously, no one does in the beginning. But long story short, I got into drop shipping because I knew internet marketing was the business for me. Like, being able to produce an income online, have that freedom to travel the world, and actually not have to answer to anybody. Like, I kind of have a problem with authority. I always have. So I'm just being truthful. I didn't want to work for anybody. So in high school, I had a $10,000 month, not in drop shipping, but on Amazon. I was selling on Amazon FBA. And that pretty much made me decide, like, hey, I'm never gonna get a job. This is it for me. I actually took 2 of my friends and we flew up to New York City. And my parents, by the way, if you can't tell, like, I live in the country. I've grown up as a country Southern person, and I appreciate my roots and everything. But I've just always wanted a greater life. Like, I've just always questioned everything, and I encourage you to question everything. Don't believe the little world that you're confined to is it. There's so much more out there for you to see and for you to do, and people that you can help. So basically, I thought that this was it. I was traveling at this point at 18 years old. I graduated high school, and all of a sudden the product that was trending on Amazon stopped trending. So my sales went down, and I was like going through depression. And this is like summing things up quickly, but and also, I'm not planning this, so don't think that I'm really perfect. Like, I'm not. I'm just recording this because it's time for me to start recording YouTube videos. So I'm excited about that. I actually started when I was 9 years old, by the way. All right, so anyway, back to the story. I lost all of my money, lost all of my savings trying to get this Amazon business back off the ground, and I couldn't do it. So after about a year, I wasn't seeing the success in my business that I thought, and I had to learn a couple hard lessons, and I actually went and worked for my dad. I got a job. My dad is an electrical contractor. He's very successful from where he came from, but I'm not a rich kid. We've had our own struggles. My dad's lost his business before, and had to go get a job himself. And basically, thankfully, he was able to turn that back around and become self-employed again. But yeah, so I had to go get a job with him, and I learned how to be an electrical foreman, and I was running my job, and I was working very hard, but I hated my life every day. So of course I was still hustling, trying to figure out drop shipping, trying to figure out Amazon FBA, just trying to figure out how I can get out of this and take back control of my life like I thought I had. I thought I had it all figured out when I was 18. So through this time, I had a girlfriend, and I ended up basically questioning everything about myself, and I decided, hey, like, I just need to be a normal guy. I just need to work my job. And so I quit social media after building up about 3,000 friends on Snapchat and 4,000 followers on Instagram, and I was hustling really hard and just trying to build out social media to be an influencer. Gave it all up, disappeared for probably about a year, and after we split up, I rethought everything, and I was like, dude, I don't care if I die trying. That was exciting. that life where I was hustling and I was being an entrepreneur and I was being true to who I've always known that I was, that was the life for me. So that gave me an energy, and I lost that energy. And I was actually, like I said, I've dealt with depression. I was slipping off deeper and deeper into not feeling like I had a meaning or a purpose for being here, because I've seen greatness and I know that I can achieve that. And I know that if these cards were dealt to me, if they're mine, then why don't I achieve them? Like, why don't I become, my friend actually, he said it the best that I've ever heard it said. He said that I don't really want to make $1 billion. I want to be the one who starts a $1 billion charity. So whenever we leave Earth, whenever we die, the time that we're here was so short and it goes by so quickly that it's kind of insignificant. And I don't mean that in a depressing way, but I do feel that everything that you do matters, and it also doesn't matter. It only matters if you leave your mark here on earth, if you think that way, if you believe that that's you, if you've always known that there's something different about you than there is, because normal people don't think that there's something different about them. They don't want abnormal. They just want to lay low and have a job, and that's great, and I respect that and I love that. But you know, I've dealt with this my entire life. I've always been told my ideas are crazy and that I should just take a safe route. I should just go get a job. I should just go to college. I should just not buy a car like this. It's always the same thing. It's scarcity mindset, and it's people who just want best for me and think that I'm gonna get hurt. But what they don't understand is that I've been getting hurt. I've been hurt every single time that I've tried to start a business and I had to shut it down. I've shut down 8 Shopify stores. I'm sure that lots of people have shut down more than that who are massively successful now. So fast tracking to today, I just recently quit my job at a marketing company. So I was working with Discovery Channel, Motor Trend, and some other privately owned big brands, and I have seen $875,000 in one day from an online store. Online business is it for me. There is no other way. There's not a job offering, there's not a position, there's not one thing on this earth that I would rather be involved in than online marketing, because for one, people need the product or service that you provide. So you're helping them get what they want at scale, and 2, it's at scale. So I can run, you know, my goal has always been to be an entrepreneur. So with my dad's business, I was like slightly, you know, only there for the fact that, hey, like, I don't want a job, but I have to do this because I need money, and 2, I'm going to take over this business because I think entrepreneurially, and I can't just work. Like, I have to work with this massive goal in mind and this crazy, to most people, unobtainable thought process behind it. So if I did that, what made me end up leaving him and going and applying at marketing jobs was that I finally had enough of just realizing that I'm doing all this and I might make $1 million revenue on paper after 5 years. And that is incredible, right? For my dad, that to achieve that, I'm super proud of him, because you know, he works day and night, and from where he came from, they had no running water. You know, they had one family car, there was alcohol abuse, there was drugs, there was everything. And so where he came from, he basically went above and beyond anyone's expectations of him. Everyone thought that he would be dead by now. So he laid the foundation for me to start building my house, essentially. So now, because he rose to where he was, I was able to start on the next level. And so me and him are on great terms now, and he understands that, you know, I have this bigger goal in mind than just running a location dependent business, because I could scale it, right? I could, over years and years and years, I could scale a physical brick and mortar business or a service business, but I'm not interested in it. I know that from my laptop, I have made $30,000 in the last month from my laptop, okay? I've always known it was possible. For 5 years, I've never gave up on it. And like I said, I did kind of give up, but I was still listening to the entrepreneurs every day. Ty Lopez, Alex Becker, Gary V, Scott Hilse was one that I found a while back when he didn't have very many followers. And I'm just like, all these people are winning and I feel no different from them. And so I actually met Casey Adams, and when I met him, I was like, this is a normal dude. Like, I can feel his energy and I want that energy. So I've been working on developing myself and reading a lot of books and learning from every successful person how to be this 10 out of 10 person, and you really can achieve it. It's not that complicated. If you were to meet me right now, I'm a normal person, okay? I have my flaws, I have my ups and downs. I'm tired in the morning, I have a headache. I'm a normal dude sometimes, like always, but I'm just not thinking normal. And I imagine that if you're watching this, you're probably not a normal person. So long story short, the business that I ended up in that made me, I just said long story short and this video is already 10 minutes long. But anyway, so way that I was able to generate $30,000, getting to that everyone wants to know, was actually in POD. So POD stands for print on demand, and that is when you basically take phone cases, accessories, shoes, clothes, hoodies, like it doesn't matter, long sleeves, short sleeves, hoodies, and you build a brand around it. So now you're not just doing like the t-shirt model. Back in the Teespring days, you're not doing that. You're able to offer value around a brand, and if you can profitably brand it, or if you can brand this in a way that it has a big enough untapped market or niche, which is harder than I'm making it sound, but these people who are interested in, let's say for example, they ride Harley Davidsons and they're hardcore Harley Davidson people. Well, they like motorcycles, but they like a specific kind of motorcycle. So you can target these people on Facebook. And if you build an accessory and apparel store that speaks to them, that makes them feel like this store was built by people just like them, and you optimize your site. That's another thing that I think has been essential for me, was learning how to increase my conversion rate by changing the button sizes and changing the color schemes and making the site feel trustworthy, and having your reviews in place, and just having a back end where you immediately have your I use Klaviyo, but you have your email flows go out so that everyone that is subscribed to your mailing list or as a past customer or a new customer, they're getting professional emails from you. You're building out a back end, a valuable business of repeat buyers. And that way, on the days when your Facebook ads tank, because they do, you still have that to fall back on. So essentially, it's not drop shipping, but it kind of is. I don't hold inventory and I use the same model, but there's Printful, Printify, Custom Cat, and a few others out there that offer these simple, hire graphic designer on Fiverr or Upwork, or if you're a graphic artist yourself, you can just place these designs, these PNGs, drag and drop onto the apparel and accessories, and you're able to build a brand around it. But like I said, I've moved on from that. I'm still running that business very profitably, but every other attempt that I've had at it has kind of just flopped, and I don't really know. It was a lucky sprig, I guess. Luck, you know, maybe not luck, because I've been trying for so long, but that business is doing well, and it gave me the faith to jump back out here again, like I did when I graduated high school, and basically face the world with no fear, because I don't think that if I lose everything, I've lost nothing. So for me, working a job wasn't bringing me happiness, and it was a great job, the best job ever. It was kind of like the way Google is, the way you hear about Google, like how they have beanbag chairs, couches, coffee, like it's a positive environment. There was no cubicles at this marketing company. It was a really great job. So walking out on that was a difficult decision, but not really. On the outside, it was a difficult decision, but in my heart, I knew immediately. I was like, okay, it's time. New Year's coming. I'm getting ready to focus on my business only, because you can't divide your energy in so many places, or you'll get mediocre results in all areas of your life. And ultimately, like the slight edge, if you've read that book, the slight edge is these little things every day were making me go on a negative curve in my business and emotionally, mentally, right? So if I'm not focused, if I'm trying to do too many things, like give my attention to a business and not lose my job at the same time, then I get mediocre results and everyone notices, and it drags me down as a person. So one of the hardest decisions, the two hardest decisions I've ever made on the outside were leaving the job working at my dad's company, where he thought that I was in it with him, you know, we were gonna win together, and then leaving this second job only 11 months after starting. But the way life has gone for me is that I just start when I don't know how to start, and I recommend that you do the same thing. Don't wait. You know, everyone tells me, they've always told me this and that about myself. I was labeled like a slow kid in school. So I was put in classrooms where there was 2 teachers, and you know, I kind of carried that with me for a long time, but now I realize that nobody knows better what for you than you do. So if someone tells you, hey, I think you need to take it easy, you need to slow down, you're not thinking rational, that's when you know you're thinking right, because you're thinking differently. You're thinking outside of the box. So I hope this video spoke to somebody. I'll show you the car real quick. Again, it's not about the material things. I know that when you buy a car like this, you're never viewed the same again. Guys, if you like this video, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel. I am at the very beginning stages and I don't even know if this video is going to get views. And I also am aware that it was very raw and uncut, but I like that because I'm really working on trying to be myself. That's a lot harder than people think. So when you see someone on YouTube and they are like just rolling, you know, give them credit. That's hard to do. Imagine if you go and try to do it. And by the way, you can, because like I said, halfway through this video, I'm a totally normal person, right? I don't think I'm any different than anybody out there. So anyone has the ability to pick up the camera and face your fears head on. I was pouring sweat the first time I recorded a video. So I'm happy to be here. I'm very excited about what's to come now that I am free from my job, right? I get to do everything that I love now. I get to run my business from my laptop. I get to travel. I get to drive a car like this, film videos like this, inspire people, help people, and make a difference in the world that I was so blessed to be brought into for this journey called life. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.